Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'm going to show you how to make an easel card. If I can show you this sideways. Okay, so that's how it is viewed once it's sitting on the shelf. And for posting, that just comes down folded like that. And this fits into our standard envelope. I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm just changing the colour scheme to Grapefruit Grove. This one's Daffodil Delight. Okay, I'm going to start off by telling you the card pieces you're going to be needing. First of all, Grapefruit Grove. This is 4 1/8 inches by 11.5 inches, which is 10.5 by 29.2. If you don't keep up with me with all these pieces, they will be in the box below the video, assuming that you're watching it on YouTube. Right, so the next piece you need is Whisper White, which measures 5.5 inches by 3 7/8 inches, which is 10 by 14 centimetres. A piece of Gingham Gala, which measures 3 3/4 inches by 5 3/8 inches, which is 9.7 by 13.7 centimetres. A piece of Whisper White, which measures 2 3/4 inches by 4 inches, which is 7 by 10.3 centimetres. Gingham Gala piece that measures 2 5/8 inches by 3 7/8 inches, which is 6.7 by 10 centimetres. A piece of Grapefruit Grove, which measures 2 inches by 4 1/8 inches, which is 5.1 by 10.5 centimetres. A piece of Whisper White, which measures 1 7/8 inches by 4 inches, which is 4.8 by 10.3 centimetres. A piece of the 2018 to 2020 InColour Designer Series paper stack, the 6x6 packs, and this measures 1 3/4 inches by 3 7/8 inches, which is 4.5 by 10 centimetres. And then a piece of Grapefruit Grove, which is 1 3/8 inches by 1 3/8 inches, which is 3.6 by 3.6 centimetres. Then you want some scraps of Whisper White for the sentiment and the flowers, and then a piece of Grapefruit Grove, and I haven't got all my pieces over, never mind, I'll wing this. Grapefruit Grove 2 3/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches, which is 7 by 9.7 centimetres. A piece of Whisper White that's quite a bit bigger than that, which should be 2 3/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches, which is 7 by 9.7 centimetres. So if I can just get that piece there, well, it's too big, but that's fine. Don't know what that one's for. And finally, a piece of Gingham Gala, which measures 2.5 inches by 4 inches. Yep, that'll be fine. Okay, so there are all the pieces that you're going to be needing. And what do I think is the best way to go about this? I think we'll start off with this one, which means we're going to do our scoring first. So you need your scoreboard, and with your cardstock landscape mode, you need to score at, in inches, you want to do at 2 7/8 inches and 5 3/4 inches. And in centimetres you want 7.3 centimetres and 14.6 centimetres. So inches it's 2 7/8 and 5 3/4. That's all you need to do. Right, so with this you want to fold it in half. Make sure it lines up really nicely, and then give a good burnish with your bone folder, and then open it up and then fold the smaller piece in. Make sure that lines up nice and straight, and then burnish that. Okay, so you've got your basic shape already. Now we're going to decorate this piece first, and for that you need your two largest parts. Now for this one down here, I use the larger squares, and then when I come up to this bit on here, I use the smaller squares. Okay, so first of all, adhere these together. I've already put my tape on there. Let's bring my little bin over. I do apologise if I'm a little bit late publishing this video tomorrow morning. Hubby's not very well at all. He's had a cold for 3 weeks now, and I finally managed to get him to the doctor's today, and he's on antibiotics at long last, so at least now he will start to feel better. Give it a couple of days for the antibiotics to kick in. No. Right, let's concentrate on what we're doing here. Anyway, because I was out and about with him down at the doctor's and then the chemist, it did rather throw me out. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh, I know. Turn it upside down. That's better. Yes, it's not been an ordinary day today. There we go. Right, that's better. Now I'm going to put it in here. I don't think I've put that top sheet on very straight, have I? I'll have to have a look, see which side it's less noticeable on. Oh no, it's not that it's not straight, it's just that I've got a bigger gap on that side. Well, that's right, I can live with that. In fact, I'm going to put that round that way because I've got a bigger gap at the bottom as well. I'd rather that was at the top. There we go. Methinks, yep. Right, from here on in it's Tombow or dimensionals. Right, so that's that piece done. The next piece I'm going to do is going to be this piece here, and this is where I say I've got the smaller squares. With the butterflies that I've used, mine are from the Botanical Butterfly Designer Series paper, which is one of the gifts in during celebration. But apparently stock is getting very low on that, so if you want any, please order it sooner rather than later. But for this project, if you don't have the designer series paper, you can stamp the butterflies and punch them out with the punch. There we go, that's that. Right, so for the, that must be, where's the bar? Let's do the bar first. I won't adhere it actually onto the work, but at least get the pieces put together. Just don't want to find myself using the wrong piece for the wrong reason and then running out for something else. There we go. Right, now that's the one that's going to be going there to be propped up to stop this from, or at least to keep it open, not to stop it falling down, to keep it open. Right, now we're going to need to use the Big Shot twice, I think. So that's the one. What we're going to do now is these ovals. So that's for that oval. That's for the one at the back. And I'm going to use that one for this, otherwise there's just not going to be enough room. Okay, so let's do that first. We will need to bring it back again. Right, now the dies that we're going to be using for this are the layering ovals and also the stitched shaped. And what we're going to need is, I wrote it down here, one is the scalloped number 7, which is the biggest one, and also the oval stitched number 4, that's the largest one of those as well. I've got those two, and then I need straight cut number 6, which must be this one here. That's it. Right, so let's bring this over. Right, that's okay. Now the measurements I've given you for these pieces, it's just as a guideline. As you can see, I'm having to use silly sizes. Right, I'll do these two first. That's going to be that one. Just about. And which one was this? Oh, that's for the white. So that's right. Okay. All the measurements and the dies that I'm using, as I say, will be in the box below the video. But you have to be on YouTube, viewing it on YouTube to see that. So that, and that. And now I need that one for the white. There we go. I'll put that away for the time being. And I don't think we'll need those again, do we? I'll put those on there. I can go there. Right, I am going to pop this bit on first with Tombow. And I did something a little bit different on the cardstock piece. I don't know whether you noticed it or not. It's something that, you know, on a video you may not notice it, but you would certainly notice it if you saw the actual card. And it's just something that's a little bit different. What did I do? Right, I need my piercing mat, which is here. And my piercing tool. Let me just show you. If I bring this up close, have a look at the scallops all around there. I've pierced a hole in each of them. And the reason I say to put this on first is because it helps to guide you where you need to go. The thing is, if you go too close to the edge, you're going to spoil your scallop. And if you, this is assuming that you're doing it without the white on there, if you come too far in, then you're not going to see your pierced hole. A few years back, Stampin' Up used to provide, only not provide, and they used to sell like templates where you could go round and pierce the holes. I kept all of mine because it was a technique that I really like. It's a small thing, but it does look good. And it's not as if it takes very long either. There we go. Okay. So there's that one. Oh, keep that here. Let's pop this one on now. Again, Tombow. Right, before I put my butterflies on there, I'm going to adhere it to this piece here, and you need to do this about halfway up. However high you do it, you just have to make sure that when you close your card, it's not coming off over that, otherwise you'll never be able to get it into your envelope. You'll have to start again. I think I just eyeballed this last time. Don't think I cut that gingham very straight, but that's okay. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm quite happy like that, so I'm going to take a pencil, yes, a pencil, and then from the back, oh, I'm going to have to take that off. I'm just going to draw a pencil mark there, because then I know I mustn't bring my glue above that. Let me just take that measurement off. I will take the those other pencil marks off as well once I've done my glue. There we go. Right. To pop that in place. Just make sure you don't get any glue coming up from the back. There we go. So I think what I do is on here with the butterflies, as I say, there's a choice. I'm using these which have been punched from the Botanical Butterfly Designer Series paper. On these two sheets here, the Butterfly Duet, which is out of stock at the moment but it is on its way in, the big butterfly on here will cut these out and the little butterflies will cut these out. But equally there is the stamp set which is called Butterfly Gala, and these are the same size as these big ones here, and two-step stamping so that these will colour in. And the stamps are done as that is one stamp. So if you stamp it like that, it will go into the punch and cut out in one go. Okay, so it's your choice totally. Right, so what I'm going to do is I just fold their bodies so that there's a straight line underneath, just like that, so that I've got somewhere to put my glue on. That really is wonky, isn't it? Be careful how you cut your oval. Right, so a little bit of glue on the body, and then I'm putting that right in the centre, and the centre I'm just eyeballing it to that line there. Push that down so the body adheres, and then I'm going to do these two. I've chosen yellow for these. I want to show you how I've coloured the flowers. As you know, I'm not much of a colourer, but I was quite pleased with how they came out. There we go. And before I move on, I'm going to do the antenna on these. And I'm using, this is from the Butterfly Gala stamp set I've just shown you. Right, let me bring this as close down as I can. Right, okay. There we go, that's good. And then the little one. Let's bring this down a bit further. Yep. Good, good. And then this one. Oh, I think that went off to the side a bit. No, that's all right. In fact, that's better than what I did on the Daffodil Delight one. So that's that. Let's start putting this bit on now. What I find is running out now. I have been using just like that long strip at the edge there, but I think I'll just use big ones. It's not going to take a huge amount. There we go. Bring my little bin back in. Easel cards come in all sorts of shapes and sizes and whatever, and I will try and bring a couple of different types in videos over the next few weeks, but I thought I'd start off with basic because I know that I do have a lot of new crafters following me. Now what I've done is I've lined that straight with that line there, so I've got about 3 squares, which is about the right distance for me to support my easel bit there. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Now all I need to do is the decorating. So the flowers I'm using are from another stamp set, and that is Tea Together, and I'm using that one and that one. I have done one of each already. In fact, I've stamped both of them. I'm not going to stamp either of them in front of you, but what I do want to show you is how I painted them. On the other card, I painted the bigger flowers in yellow, like that, and the smaller ones I did in Grapefruit Grove. But the Grapefruit Grove came up so dark, I really didn't like it at all. So I redid it as yellow, but then I thought all 4 yellow, it looked rather bland. So I've got my Grapefruit Grove. I'll just bring these up to show you. Have a look. They're still the yellow ones, but I went round the edges with the Grapefruit Grove. Okay, so that's what they look like close up. And let me show you what they look like actually on the card. Quite a bit nicer than just having the yellow, isn't it? So I hope you like that idea too. If you don't, obviously you just go ahead and do the plain colours that you'd like. Now, as I say, I have painted them all, but I do want to show you some bits, so I'm going to bring you in closer, and I will try and remember to put you back out again. There we go. So first of all, I want to show you how I deal with that very, very thin stem there. I use the pen end. Yep, you're going to see this. And very, very gently. It's almost like stroking it down. Okay. Oops, sorry, I forgot you close up again. So that's that one. So that needs to be die cut. And then this one, no, this one first, isn't it? I've got to go round with the orange on here. So what I do is I go round the top, the 3 black top lines there, and then I come down on that side line as well. So just along the top, along the top of this one, and then bring it down round the side. That's all I do. And then this one, I do all around from where the petals join each other, like there. I don't take them right down to that centre bit. Am I still in? Yep. I don't cut at the centre in because I just have a look in my box to see what I have that'll go into the centre there. I use pearls on the butterflies and also the sentiment, so I didn't want pearls in here as well, but I knew that I had some yellow leftover dots, so there you go, there's that one as well. So now I'm going to bring you back out again. Okay, so now I'm going to, oh, that's for the big shot. I need to do my sentiment as well. So I think that must have been for that one, mustn't it? So I'm going to use Stays On. And which one did my sentiment come from? Oh, yeah. I used a third stamp set because I particularly wanted Thinking of You, because this is for a friend of mine. So I'm going to be using that. Wonderful Romance. Here. There we go. So now just for my big shot to do that. The dies that are going to be cutting the flowers out, these coordinate with the stamp set that I've just used, but this is one of the gifts that's available during celebration. It's a level 2 gift, which means if your order is £90 or more, then you can choose this as a gift. If that's not an option for you, don't worry, they are actually going to be carried forward, so they will be in the new catalogue when that comes out at the beginning of June, which I'm really pleased about, because we all like dies that coordinate. That's a punch, that one. That one and that one. Right. There's that. And this one. Move it over a little bit, it just feels a little bit jumpy there. There we go, let me just tip that up to make sure it's okay. I think that's alright. I'll get my other mat. I forgot to check up to see what the name of the punch is that I'm going to be using, but I will make sure that it's in the box below the video. Okay, so that's that flower. Let me know what you think about painting the flowers like that. If you think it's a silly idea. I like to hear the negative as well. Always hope there isn't any, but none of us are perfect. So I'm happy, I can take it. Right, this is the punch that I'm using, and it was one that came in one of the tins with stamp set and project and things in there. I can't remember for the life of me what it was, so, but I will put it, I will put the name below for you. So I'm just placing that in the centre, nice and straight, and that is actually a 1 3/8 inch square, which is why I said have one of that, and then we can mount it on top there, like that. Okay, so a little bit of tombow. Come on. Nice and easy to get that into place. Okay, so that's that. Now we just need to put all this together. This one first. I'm going to pop that up onto dimensionals. Oh, I've got another easel card over there that I want to show you. In fact, it was that one over there that actually made me decide to do an easel card this week. Where's the tweezers gone? You normally write under my nose, but let's make, oh there, yes they are. There we go. So let's just, right, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Not sure that's quite centre, but that's all right. These are going to go on dimensionals. And these will as well, but I'm going to use little ones on them. There we go. Right, I'll have one. Am I in the screen? Yep. I'll have one there. I'll have a little one opposite. Up the right way though. And then the other big one at the back. And then this one in the opposite corner. Oh, I haven't done all the pearls on the butterflies. Right, these are the two centres I found for the flowers. They're left over from something sometime, but they are stamping up, so I don't feel bad about using these. The thing is, I didn't want to use pearls all over the place. In fact, did I bring them over? No, excuse me a minute, let's get these. Right, basic pearls. Now, I'm fortunate enough to have these strips left over. So I want 3 and a 5 and a 3. It was such a shame that Stampin' Up stopped doing these. These pearls that are all strung together. But I'm so pleased that I stocked up on them. Otherwise it would add so much time onto a video. Can you imagine? There we go. So those there, and I just put some, what size did I use? I just put some in the little corners there. They look like the medium ones. In fact, they're the same size, aren't they, as the ones that I've used on the butterflies. So I hope you agree that this is a basically simple card to make. There we we go. So that's today's project. Before I pack up, I just want to show you the other one that I've done. And this isn't a bit, this one I didn't make a video of. It's one that I shared on my blog, and somebody saw it and asked how I made this one. Now, when it's like this, it just looks like an ordinary card, which, if you can imagine, from that black layer there, that would fit as the front of a card and you just open it up. But what I did on it was I made it as an easel. Okay, so the basics that I did on that one, where I got you to score at a quarter of the way along and then half the way along. You can do that on any of these, and then you can add whatever shape you want. Okay, I did a complete card front on that one, which is the easiest option there is. So instead of just making a card, having a front there and opening it, you could decide just to do that. Okay, the first score line is a quarter of the way along, and this one is half the way along. Very easy. So there we go. I hope you have enjoyed today's project, and I really hope you give it a try. If you have any questions, please leave them in the box below the video, or have any feedback. I'm always very interested to read what you say, and I'm happy to help. If you'd like to purchase any of the products that I featured here, but not the strings of pearls, they're no longer available, but the pearls are, there'll be a link to my 24/7 online Stampin' Up shop in the box below the video. If you've enjoyed my video today and would like to be notified each time I upload a new one, please click the subscribe button, which you'll find down there in the right hand corner, and then there'll be a bell to click to say that you want to get an email each time I upload a new one, which is twice a week normally. So many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio.